And then I saw her face, and I'm a believer, and not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love.
Hey guys, CYHD here, and I am back with another reaction video. And today, I'm going to be reacting to a video called Pinkie Tales, The Little Mermare. And yes, yet again, another Pinkie Tales video by Magpiepony. And yes, I am excited for this one, but before I get to this one, I would like to, hold on. Sorry, my filter got wobbly. Let me share to you my thoughts about the older Pinkie Tales videos. And as for Applejack and the Beanstalk, I've already seen it because I just want to look at it before, if it's appropriate for you guys, for me to react to, for you guys. And yeah, I did react to the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Werewolf and Little Red Riding Bloom in one video, which was almost a year ago. And yes, you remember the Cindershy one? You know, the video I reacted to a year ago? Yeah, the crack thing about Magpiepony, you know, Magpiepony being on crack, it wasn't really real. I was just only joking, but until I realized it wasn't a very funny joke. I just know that she wasn't when she made that video. I was only joking, but it did offend someone a while ago, but I bet she's over it. But let me tell you that it's good. It's good. I did like the designs of the characters in that video. And as for Discord Tales, the one that came out in April, it wasn't really funny. But as for the last one, yeah, Shaladin, let me tell you that it was okay. It was okay. But as for this one, I am really excited for this one because this video is a parody of The Little Mermaid. And as for The Little Mermaid, yes, I am a huge fan of Little Mermaid because it has like friendly sea animals and friendly mermaids and great parrots and a very handsome prince. In my opinion, sorry about that. In my opinion, I think that The Little Mermaid is better than Aladdin. Sorry guys, if you guys are Aladdin fans watching this. I'm just not trying to offend anybody, to whoever who likes Aladdin. I mean, I just don't deal with desert movies, that's all. And as for this one, I am really excited. Been waiting for this for a while. Anyways, oh boy. Let's jump right in.
Pinkie Tales, The Little Mermare.
Yay! Finally here!
You're in for such a treat tonight, Poundin' Pumpkin. This is one of my favorite stories, like, ever. It's all about the mysterious merponies that live under the sea. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's get started. I am excited for this.
Long ago, before the creation of Equestria, there was a vast cloud kingdom called Skyvale. It was the single largest Pegasus kingdom in the world, and it produced the weather for all neighboring Earth and Unicorn kingdoms. The Pegasi worked tirelessly, creating rainbows, wind, and rain clouds
who's the
that
narrator for
traded
this?
away in exchange for food. The city itself hovered
Pretty
over
much a different
great
voice.
blue ocean so that it could use the water for weather production. Ships of food and supplies had to sail all over this ocean to reach Skyvale. However, over a short span of time, less and less ships were able to reach their destination. Surviving sailors told tales of mystical singing voices that would lure the supply ships to their doom, sinking to the bottom of the ocean, crew and all. Scholars and skeptics ruled these tales as myths.
Oh, so this is only 48 minutes, so I bet I'll survive like this.
Unbeknown to the pony world above,
Oh yeah,
an underwater city called Aquatica lay
Aquatica?
Pegasus. It was inhabited by all the creatures of the ocean, including the fabled merponies. The wise
the merponies, yeah.
forbidden his subjects to swim to the surface world, lest they be caught by the pony races above. He feared those ponies would invade his kingdom and take their resources for their own greedy purposes. This, however,
Pinkie
stopped
Pie.
the curiosity and adventurous spirit of the king's daughter, Partiel. Against
Partia.
her father's wishes,
Or
she
Partiel?
would swim to the surface to learn of the world she was forbidden to see. One particular
Fluttershy?
afternoon, Partiel made the journey towards the surface in search of something special. Her faithful friend, Floundershy.
Oh yeah! Yes, I
despite
knew
her
it!
growing anxiety,
I knew it!
Partiel, are you sure we should be going this way? Some pony might see us.
Floundershy cautioned, darting her eyes as she swam.
Oh, you're just being a scaredy Fins, Floundershy. Besides, I have to find something special for Modcod's birthday. Remember? Get it, Modcod?
Oh, Modcod! Oh,
Fish.
oh yeah! Mod Pie is Pinkie Pie's sister!
Waiting for us? I thought you loved all kinds of fish and animals. Oh, I do. I love sea stars and sea sponges and Nemo and even a nice shark. But have you seen an octopus trap its prey? All those arms. Why does it need all those arms? You're silly, Floundershy. There's no octopuses here. Come on, it's not much farther.
Partiel giggled at the silliness of her friend's phobias and continued towards the surface. It wasn't long before she broke through the waves, smiling at the sunlight overhead.
Nothing like breathing in the dry, salty air. I guess that means the pony part of me still has air-type lungs, and the fish part of me has gills. Does that mean I can breathe from my flank?
Let's try not to question the logistics of merpony anatomy, Pinkie.
Ugh, you're one of those narrators, saying big ol' leaky words I can't understand. What are you, a Twilight wannabe?
Partiel
A
scanned
Twilight
the waves,
wannabe.
looking for a little island that she wanted
What
to
a great
visit,
insult.
and wanted to meet up with a strange sky dweller friend.
Are you ignoring me?
Oh,
Whoa, Rarity?
darling.
A familiar voice called. Partiel smiled and swam to greet her friend, Floundershy trailing after her just beneath the waves.
Partiel, what brings you up here?
Hang on, Birdie.
Really?
Hey,
Party L.
don't you ignore me. I have a legitimate question, and you just...
So Rarity is playing Scuttle.
The other narrators warned me about you. They said if you get out of line, I can send you to the bad Pinkie corner.
But I'm the star. You can't punish the star, or the story won't continue.
I guess you'd better behave, or Pound and Pumpkin will be very disappointed, won't they?
You don't play fair. But that's really smart. I like you. Let's
Yeah,
go
this guy's a
on.
moron.
You and me.
So, Partiel, what brings you up here on this glorious day?
Birdity asked.
Wait.
Birdity was a seagull, and
Is
the
that Disney
first and
fanatic?
only friend of Partiel's who lived above the ocean. She would spin marvelous tales of her travels and show her little trinkets.
Since when
she'd
does she
acquired
do a
from the
rarity
ponies in
voice?
the Cloud Kingdom.
I'm here for a super special reason. My sister's birthday is today, and I want to get her something extra super duper amazingly special for Nick.
Won't your father be suspicious if you bring her something from the pony world?
Oh, please. He doesn't know his pearls from his dingle hoppers. How would he find out?
Birdity smiled and displayed an array of gems
Birdie.
she had collected over the years and stashed on her little island.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna crack up if Rarity sees this. Rarity as a bird.
An emerald, perhaps? Or a ruby? I suppose it would depend on her colors. Tell me, is she a winter or a summer? It makes all the difference, darling.
Ooh, that one! That one.
Darling.
Shouted, pointing her hoof at a dull and unremarkable stone that had washed ashore.
That. But that's just a rock.
Aren't all of these rocks?
Well, technically, I suppose they could
You know, I
be
do
classified as
recognize
rocks, but
Floundershy's
these are
voice.
just
That's Venomelon.
stones, far more valuable than any washed-up little pebble. I thought you were looking for
I've seen the
something
cast
a little
results,
more
okay?
Exotic. Why bother coming to shore if you're going to pick something that can be found anywhere in the ocean?
Nuh-uh. This rock looks just like a sea cake. You can't find that on the ocean floor. It's super duper special, and Modcod is gonna love it. Can I have it, Birdity? Can I? Can I?
Oh, all right. If you insist.
Thanks, Birdity.
Party started, but was cut off
Wait,
when she
Rainbow
noticed a
Dash?
strange array of colors pass overhead from one cloud to the next.
Oh wait, is the Lost
Party
Narrator
had
playing
never
Rainbow
seen a
Dash in
rainbow
this?
before, and its beauty had
Because
left her
Magpie and Lost
speechless.
Narrator are both
Oh
shipped.
my. Looks as if the prince is at it again.
The prince?
Oh yes. The Pegasus prince has a habit of taking the rainbows from production and flaunting them about when he flies. It is rather
Disney
lovely,
FedEx
though, isn't it?
Rarity voice is adorable.
Rainbow.
I gotta tell you that, it's adorable.
Is that what that is?
Party said, reaching out her hoof in bewilderment.
Speak of the stallion, here he comes now.
The blue Pegasus with a mane that matched the brilliance of the rainbows he carried was flying fast and freely overhead. And
And what? And what?
do you mean to tell me the prince is Rainbow Dash again?
Excuse me, but this is Prince Dashy. Totally different prince and a
Prince
totally
Dashy.
different story.
No, it's Rainbow Dash, and she was already a prince in Cindershy.
Look, I
Exactly.
can't go around making everybody
Duh.
think that I'm a Flutterdash shipper. Okay? It's Prince Dashy, and he is totally different from that
Wait,
other prince.
Okay, so
If Rainbow Dash is not the prince in this, then
is a mare,
who's the prince?
Floundershy is a mare, but Prince Dashy is a stallion.
Don't question my logic. We're all just playing around here.
I'm confused right now. Could someone please tell me about
As
this?
the
Wait, oh,
prince flew, a colorful rainbow would follow like a streak of light in the sky. Partio could only catch glimpses of the prince as he flew quickly from one cloud to another. She sighed and put her hoofs to her chest, looking down at it in confusion.
That's strange. I feel all tingly inside.
Partiel, do you have feelings for the prince? A man there with a
ooh,
crotch
that
on
could
face.
be
Oh, ridiculously romantic.
an idea.
You must find a way to speak to him. You must. You must. You must.
Yes, you must do it.
The Pegasi live too far above the water to reach.
Love will find a way, won't it, Partiel? Oh, I'm so excited. Tell you what, why don't you swim down and write him a letter, and I'll deliver it to the prince myself.
You do that for me?
Of course, darling. What else do I have going on? I'm an annoying, squawky little bird with no social standings. Go on, hurry home with you, and be back with that letter before sundown.
Was Rarity ever
Partio
annoying in the show?
screamed and dove back under the waves, swimming as fast as her fins would take her. Floundershy had to grip onto the base of Partiel's tail just to keep up.
But what about your sister's party?
Floundershy said shakily as she was thrashed back and forth in the water.
Don't worry, Floundershy. I can do both. I'll write the letter, give Mogcut her present, and then sneak back to the surface before sundown.
You'll do what?
Oh, Twilight.
But familiar voice called.
Twilight's the
Partiel
wolf.
gasped and stopped mid-swim, inadvertently slinging Floundershy off her tail and into her
Twilight's the
crustaceous
crab.
mouth.
Sorry,
Twilight is
Floundershy said,
Sebastian.
swimming away from the crab to hide behind Partiel.
Did I hear you say you'll sneak back to the surface? Partiel, your father has strictly forbidden you to.
But Twilight Bastion, you don't understand.
Twi Bastion.
What?
Partio may have
This
seen
is just
Pegasus
getting too good.
and, she has kind of a crush on him.
Oh, it's much more than that. I'm an impulsive teenager with single-minded
So,
determination
who's the
to get what
king?
I want.
Discord?
I've set my sights on something that I just can't help.
Because
It must be fate.
Partiel, this has gone too far. If your father found out that I let you swim to the surface again, he'd have my head. You're coming with me right now, and you're never to speak of this nonsense again. Understand?
Okay,
Partiel said with a shrug, giving up uncharacteristically soon.
I was done speaking about it anyway. I'd much rather sing.
Oh no.
Partiel!
What a wonderful feeling I have growing.
Partiel, please don't start.
It's a twitching, itchy, warm sensation.
I can feel a migraine.
I don't want to live without it.
Until now you didn't know
And I
it.
simply cannot doubt
And
it.
you really shouldn't show it.
There's no denying that I've fallen for some pony.
Oy vey.
I dream of living in the clouds and flying freely with him. No pony else can make me feel like I'm in
seriously, I really want to see the prince.
I
Is Rainbow Dash the prince?
wanna
You can see Ribbon Dash and Pinkie Pie in the clouds.
So far from all these walls.
The rules are what keep you safe.
We're gonna get a cute Magpie and Lost narrator shipping whoop
Well, that didn't take much.
moment.
The pony, I'm so
Sorry guys,
How would you know?
Just wait, I'm gonna see
You
him.
mean you have only seen him?
I keep bumping into my filter.
Actually met him?
Even though we're from two worlds, we'll be together.
Are you crazy?
I dream of living.
That's right, she's crazy.
Flying freely with him. No pony else can make me feel like I'm in love. I wanna watch the
Wait, does Pinkie Pie have wings?
way up high. Just like Yoshi, and no pony else would ever be with him but me. Do you like how I finally snuck a song into Pinkie Tales?
Yeah, that was cute.
What?
What? Oh,
Returned to the aquatic
Cranky?
palace, her cheerful disposition quickly
Cranky
faded
is
as she was
the
met
king?
with the disapproving glare of King Crankyton.
Crankyton?
Just, finding a present for Modcod, of course.
Partiel said, placing the small stone on her sister's hoof. Modcod stared at it incredulously.
Metamorphic, combination of granite and cloudcrete, commonly found in the construction of Pegasi dwellings.
Pegasi dwellings?
But look how it's shaped. Doesn't it look like a sea cake to you?
Partiel
Yeah, it does
asked
look like a
nervously,
sea
trying
cake.
to divert her father's attention.
It looks like a rock. Thank you, Partiel. I love it.
You went to the surface again, didn't you?
Well,
She was only trying to find the right gift for Modcard, Your Majesty Crankyton, sir.
Floundershy said, attempting and failing to help the situation.
Partiel, I have told you again and again never to go to the surface world. They're a greedy, vile, untrustworthy race only out for themselves. If they discovered we were beneath these waters, merponies and creatures alike would be in danger. Don't you understand that?
but Doodle Daddy,
Wait.
how do you know they're bad? Have you ever even
I recognize that voice. Is that the
That's
Wilsonator?
enough. You will swim to your room and stay there for the rest of the night without joining the festivities of your sister's birthday.
What? But
Why, Bastion, you will guard her in her room.
Me?
Is there a problem with that?
No, sir. No problem.
Good. I don't want to hear another word about this surface nonsense ever again.
King Crankyton exclaimed, pointing his hoof in the direction of the palace. Partiel held back tears as she swam to her room in defeat. While the uncertainty
messed
of the
up.
surface world was a danger to merponies,
Pinkie Pie
there was a
never
far
going
more
to her
present
sister's
evil
birthday?
lurking under the waves. Just outside Aquatica lived three dark
Wait,
and magical
oh, yeah.
creatures known
The
as
Dazzlings.
Sirens. Unlike regular merpony kind, these creatures harnessed a strange magic that allowed them to affect the pony world above. Using their red crystals, they would sing captivating songs to pony sailors, guiding their ships into the rocks to drown them. Although some merponies were grateful that the sirens kept the land ponies at bay, King Crankyton feared their magic and banished them away from the city. Over time, their home became littered with the debris of the ships they sank, causing it to be named the Sunken Ship Graveyard.
The sunken
The
ship
sirens kept to
graveyard.
themselves and did not converse with many sea creatures, only those who dared to enter their domain. Their magic allowed them to keep an eye on
So,
both pony and merpony worlds.
Is
Until
Adagio
now, their
the
efforts
queen?
to achieve their
Or,
goal had been futile.
or
However,
Ursula?
the sudden romantic interest from the merpony princess gave the sirens an opportunity too perfect to resist.
A merpony in love with a Pegasus.
The eldest siren, Adagio Dazzle, chuckled, gazing into
Yep,
an
that's
enchanted
Adagio.
bubble that reflected an image of Partiel, singing happily to her friends about her love for the prince.
So what?
Arya Blaze, the middle siren, said, uninterested.
This could be exactly what we need to finally take control of Skyvale.
Wait,
I
is
thought we wanted Prince Dashy's medallion thingy.
The youngest,
Is that
Son of
Webcake
Dusk, asked,
playing,
obliviously
Adagio?
bobbing her head in tune with Partiel's song.
Look, I've seen Webcake's content. She plays Adagio
and whoever
in some videos of hers.
Skyvale.
Oh, yeah.
Our crystals, combined with the prince's pendant, will give us all the power we need to control every ship that dares
shoot, my
set
parents
sail
are home.
our ocean.
Why do we even bother sinking ships anyway? The fear we collect from pony sailors is never enough to satisfy our hunger.
Hold on, guys.
What makes you think adding more shipwrecks will do anything?
Pause. Alright, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Play.
We can sink them all at once by conjuring up the greatest storm this planet has ever seen. It'll be so epic that fear will be struck in the hearts of all pony kind.
Except the merponies. Merponies don't worry about storms.
Merponies don't even have magic to steal, Sonata.
Yeah, they do.
Do not.
Do too.
Do not.
Do too.
Enough!
Adagio screamed, effectively silencing the pair of them.
I want you two to follow that little Mermare princess. Convince her that she might need a little help getting the pony of her dreams for the right price.
Oh my gosh, I want to
What
see
exactly are
Pinkie's
you going
reaction
to do?
if her voice gets taken away and she gets legs and
Something we can use
wings.
to trap that little princess into doing what
Sorry, I
we
needed to
need
burp.
her to do.
I dream of living in the clouds and flying freely with him.
Will you shut it already?
What? It's catchy.
While Party L sulked in the siren's
Yep, I thought that'd be Rainbow Dash
struggling to pay attention to a
and
very
Daring Do.
important lesson. His mentor, Daring Duke, was attempting to teach him
Daring
how to
Duke?
use the Skyveil pendant to send storm clouds to the north.
Gosh, my throat is dry.
Listening? Royal pendant, blah blah blah, big responsibilities, yada yada.
Yep,
Dashy
lost
said,
narrator
lounging
is
on the cloud
Rainbow
with his
Dash.
hooves behind his head.
That blah 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 is very important. You're the prince for Skyville's sake, and your father has given the pendant to you for a reason. You and you alone have the power to send the weather across the world.
Thanks, Mr. Exposition. I think I got that.
Daring Duke growled under his breath, then attempted to regain his composure.
It's very important that you check with the Pegasi Cloudkeepers to make sure the right kinds of weather are sent to the right places. The biggest problem you're going to have is starting up storm clouds.
What do you mean starting up? Doesn't his magic doohickey do all that?
Yes, but only on a cloud-by-cloud basis. After you use the pendant to send them on their way, it's your duty to start the lightning and thunder for each storm cloud. You have to be very careful though. Lightning is still unpredictable. Are you sure you can handle this?
Quit your worrying, Dookie Doo. I've been training my whole life for this. When do I start?
Right now, we're set to send this storm to the unicorns in the north. I'll go with you this time so you can—
Ready, set, go!
Prince Dashy announced, zooming past Daring Duke in an array of colors.
You've been using the rainbows again to show off? Oh, Dash, we've talked about this!
Meanwhile, under the waves, Princess Party L and Floundershy had managed to slip away from Twibastian's watch. As soon as she was sure she hadn't been followed, she swam towards the surface, hoping to see more rainbows and, possibly, a glimpse of her beloved prince. Floundershy didn't protest this time, knowing that it was imperative they swim as quietly as possible. Party L could tell by the flashes of light above her head that a storm was brewing in the sky. She frowned, knowing that a rainbow and her prince wouldn't be around for such poor weather. She turned tail.
Wait, there's gonna be a storm, is there?
To swim home when she heard a mighty crack of thunder, followed by a loud splash. Party L looked in horror to see a slightly charred and wounded Prince Dashy sinking in the ocean.
Dashy!
Party L shouted, swimming after him. She didn't hesitate, scooping up her prince in her hooves and attempting to keep his head above the water. Shouldering his weight, she swam towards the only piece of land she knew existed, Birdity's Island. By the time she reached it, she slumped the prince's body on the sand and tried to catch her breath.
Wake up! Please wake up!
Party L whispered, unsure how to help him breathe. She shook him gently once, then again, pleading for him to open his eyes.
You have to wake up, Dashy. You just have to. You can't leave me. That's not how the story goes. You're supposed to be okay. Please, Dashy, you're scaring me.
Party L continued to panic and ramble until at last, Prince Dashy coughed and sputtered the water that had been in his lungs.
You're okay? Oh, Dashy, you're okay.
What? Who are you? So pretty.
Oh no. Here comes Daring!
Duke called from somewhere in the sky. Party L gasped and dove back under the waves, not wanting to be caught.
Dashing! Hang on, I'm coming!
Daring Duke cried with a mixture of relief and panic in his tone. He landed on the beach near the prince and pulled him further away from the water.
Who was that? The mare. She saved me.
Hang on, Dashi. You'll be all right.
Daring Duke said, pulling the prince onto his back. With some struggle, he took off in flight towards the palace. Partiel watched the exchange just below the water a few feet away. Her mind was buzzing with the words he had said.
I don't think he's coming back, Partiel.
Floundershy said, putting a fin on her friend sympathetically.
He said I was pretty. He looked so happy.
That blush.
Even though he almost died, he looked at me like he loved me. I can't go on
Yeah,
without
she did love you.
Floundershy. I just have to know what he thinks of me.
But how? You don't even know where he lives.
I guess that means you'll have to fly there.
Partiel and Floundershy turned around
who was
sharply
that?
to see where the third unfamiliar voice had come. Two strange merpony creatures had joined
Oh,
them,
no.
both looking friendly and still frightening at the same time.
Fly there?
Well, that's the only way you can get to Skyvale, isn't it?
And it just so happens we know how you can do it.
Who are you?
Partiel asked cautiously, Floundershy hiding behind her fin in the process.
We're the Sirens, of course.
You have heard of us, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
Then you must know that we have access to some powerful magic.
And we're totally willing to share it with you, too.
But why?
Follow us.
We'll explain it on the way.
The pair of sirens said, swimming away.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be
expecting
Pinkie's
Partiel to
reaction
follow.
if her voice gets taken away.
Let's just go home.
But they said they could help. They said I could see my prince again.
Floundershy grimaced in disagreement. Following her gut instinct, she slipped away from the princess and the sirens when they weren't looking. She swam as quickly as her little fins would take her back towards Aquatica.
Come in, princess.
Adagio said, beckoning Partiel forward. Partiel noted that they were in a particularly large sunken pony ship. Spells and dangerous-looking objects lined the shelves, nooks and crannies of what was once the captain's quarters.
Whoa! You really have evil bad guy wear down to an art.
My fellow sirens here tell me that you have a bit of a problem. A Pegasus problem, to be exact.
I want to be a Pegasus so that I can fly up and find my prince.
Well, we can certainly help you with that.
Adagio said, gathering magical supplies. while
That
the other
circle in the
sirens
background?
kept a close eye on
It looks like an
Partiel.
eyeball.
You will? But why?
I don't know what you've heard about us sirens, but I assure you it isn't all true.
We're merponies, just like you.
We just want to belong.
So you're not villains? You're just
Well,
shy
they are
magical
technically
mermaids
our
who
villains.
Sink ships and happen to live in a really spooky graveyard?
No pony's ever harmed. The sailors merely fly away when the ship sinks.
Or use their magic to teleport somewhere else.
Or flare around in the water and scream like little guppies because they never learned how to swim. What?
We only mean to protect the merponies. Perhaps if the Pegasi understood us poor sea creatures, then they could keep other ponies from trying to hurt and use us.
So you can make me a Pegasus?
Well, yes.
But
We may be good merponies, but we don't work for free, you know.
I don't have any money with me, but I guess I could swim back and get you some if you really wanted me to. It's not like I'm hurting for riches, since, you know, I am a princess after all.
No, we
But
want...
then again, what would you want with money? Oh, I know, maybe you just want to be friends, is that it? I mean, if I were a misunderstood pony who lived in Creepsville, I would just want
tell
someone
her
to be
you're
my
gonna
friend
take her
and
voice
teach me
away.
how not to seem so dark and mysterious all the time.
But you...
And if you befriend the princess, well then you've really got a good chance of impressing other ponies because, I mean, who doesn't love princesses, am I right? And I'm sure...
Sorry, I get visitors
We
all
want
the
your
time.
annoying, never-ending, high-pitched, squeaking voice, so we don't have to listen to it anymore.
Make it stop!
Sonata wailed in the corner while Arya covered her ears.
But if I don't have my voice, how can I tell Dashi that I'm the one who saved him? And that he was all wrong about merponies and...
You'll figure it out, I'm sure. Do you really think he won't love you if you don't talk? Trust me, we're doing you a favor here.
Oh, well, then you'll make me a Pegasus for my voice, right?
Our spell will work for 3 days. You have until then to get Prince Dashi to say I love you. If he does, you'll remain a Pegasus forever and live happily ever after.
But what if I
That's how the story goes.
Then you'll have to come back and serve us.
Forever.
Forever and ever?
Yes!
That's pretty much how the story goes.
Well, I don't know.
The clock is ticking, Partiel. This offer won't last forever.
5,
Partiel
4,
bit her
3,
lip and
2.
mentally weighed her choices. She heaved a sigh and nodded softly.
All right. Turn me into a Pegasus and I'll give you my voice. And if I fail, I'll work for you forever and ever and ever. I pinky promise.
Pinkie, what? What is that?
Look, just sign this magic parchment and the deed will be done.
Partiel took the magic quill from beside the parchment and carefully scrawled her name on the dotted line. As soon as the quill left the parchment, it disappeared, and the 3 sirens laughed in unison. They used
It's
their
done
pistols
then.
to conjure a magical beam of red light. It hit Partiel directly in the chest and traveled up to her throat.
Wait, I didn't get to say goodbye and...
She started, but the magic pried the voice from her body before she could finish. Adagio smiled, engulfing the magic with her crystal and directing a second beam of light towards the Mermare's chest. Sonata and Arya quickly following suit. In a red flash of light, Partiel's body began to change.
No!
Floundershy shouted from the entrance to the lair.
You're too late.
Arya said with a dark smile.
Let her go!
Twybastian demanded, swimming at the sirens in anger.
The king will be furious!
Too bad. So sad.
The magic from the sirens' pendants let out a final
A quote
burst
from,
of light,
Rainbow
and
Rocks.
Partiel reappeared. Somehow in the transformation,
But
her
whoa!
mane and coat color had changed, along with her body.
She's white!
Her once bright pink complexion was now a pale white, with a yellow bouncy mane and tail. She didn't have long to admire her new flank, hooves, and wings, however, before she began choking on the
It kind of
lack
reminds me of
oxygen.
that
If
pony
we were
from
you, we'd
Snowdrop,
hightail
the
them to
introduction.
Little Island before your princess drowns.
This isn't over!
Twybastian called, assisting Floundershy as they carried Partiel away quickly. The sirens giggled to themselves as they watched the trio of friends struggle to the surface.
Our plan is in action.
Adagio started, but stopped mid-sentence when she realized the voice coming from her throat was no longer her own.
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
No, this can't be happening. The magic wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh, great. Now we have to listen to that high-pitched whine all the time.
This is the funniest thing I have
Oh, so
ever
she-
seen. Like, ever.
So she didn't give her her voice.
Adagio screamed again in anger, the other sirens having to stifle their laughter in the process.
Oh, what were you thinking?
Twybastian raged, pacing back and forth on the little island while Partiel attempted to use her back hooves.
The king is going to kill me! I am a dead crab!
Maybe we should have brought him to the sirens instead.
What? Are you crazy? He would have been even more mad! I was supposed to watch her! Not only did I fail, but now she's gone and made a deal with the sirens? She's a Pegasus now! She's the very thing the king hates the most! I am so dead!
Partiel rolled her eyes and opened her mouth to talk, but no sound came.
Oh, so
And,
she did
of
give away her
course,
voice.
You can't even talk now. How in the hay are you supposed to do anything if you can't even talk? Obviously, you had to promise something to the sirens in order for them to give you this spell. If the price was your
Is
voice,
Birdie gonna show
what's
up?
the catch?
Partiel scrunched her face and put a hoof to her mouth, trying to think of a way to convey her message. She brightened when she met Floundershy's gaze and waved her hooves to get her attention.
Oh, I think she's trying to tell us something.
You think?
Partiel moved her hooves dramatically and changed her facial expressions, not dropping Floundershy's gaze.
Let's see. I get to be a Pegasus for 3 days and have to make the prince say I love you before time is up, or else I turn into a mermare and have to serve the sirens forever.
Floundershy interpreted. Party smiled and nodded enthusiastically.
You got all of that from her hoof flailing?
I guess so, yeah.
A lot of good that will do us. Floundershy can't exactly follow you to Skyvale and interpret. Besides, I don't think ponies can understand animals. Well, not
So what
many of them
Twilight voice
anyway.
is that?
Then what are we going to do?
The only thing we can do. I'll have to go with Partiel to Skyvale, and you will have to stall the king until this whole mess is sorted out.
Me? Stall the king?
Unless you have a better
Or
idea.
just stay away from him.
Partiel attempted for a second time to remain on her hooves, but continued to fail, falling back on the sand and sending it toppling over her friends in the process.
I guess not.
Floundershy said, shaking the sand from her gills.
All right then. First things first. We'll have to figure out how to get you to stand on those things.
Twibastion said, Partiel nodding enthusiastically in response. Meanwhile, Daring Duke and Prince Dashi were wandering the beaches below Skyvale in search of the mysterious
it's
mare
Prince-
who had saved the
Prince
prince's life.
Dashi this
Daring
time.
Duke was unconvinced that such a mare existed, claiming that she was a figment of Dashi's
So back in
imagination.
Cindershy, she was
I'm telling
Prince
you, Duke,
Dash,
Duke.
and as for
Please
this one,
stop
she's
calling
Prince
me that.
Dashi.
You know I hate that.
That's why I do it. But listen, I know that
Oh boy, I
mare's
can't
out
wait to
there
see
somewhere.
a cute
There's no other way I
Magpie
could have
and
survived this
Lost
without her.
shipping
Wait,
moment
is
in
that
this.
Daring Duke asking
This video
shock,
will get a lot of
pointing
views
hoof
for
at
sure.
A clumsy-looking Pegasus who couldn't seem to fly straight.
No, the mare I saw was pink, but it looks like she needs some help.
Left. No, not right. Up.
Twibastion said in exasperation. He was hidden somewhere in Partiel's mane, near her ear, getting landsick from Partiel's amusing attempts at flight. Partiel didn't give up, keeping her sights set on the castle ahead. She didn't realize Dashi was flying to her aid, and before the prince could say a word, Partiel collided into him. The pair of them tumbled to the ground.
Whoa! Are you okay, miss?
Dashi asked, righting himself. Partiel looked up and beamed from ear to ear. She had found her prince at last. She leapt from the ground and tackled him in a hug, catching the prince off guard.
Nice to meet you, too.
Dashi said, trying to pry himself from the hug and failing.
What's your name?
Partiel released him from her embrace and moved her lips to respond, forgetting that she was without a voice. The prince looked at her both confused and slightly amused as she flailed her hooves and attempted to convey her name.
Huh. You can't talk, can you?
It took him how long to figure that out?
Twibastion muttered from Partiel's mane. Even so, Partiel's over-exaggerated movements and infectious smile struck a chord with the prince. This mare was so close to the one he was seeking that he felt drawn to her.
Hey, you're new to Skyvale, aren't you?
Partiel nodded enthusiastically.
Yeah, I guess she is
You
new.
need some kind of help?
Since you
My
didn't
friend
know
Dookie
she was
and
from
I
the
saw
sea.
You struggling to fly. Here, take my hoof. We'll get you back to the castle so you can rest. I have an excellent staff who can make sure you're all right.
Partiel's heart leapt and she reached out her own hoof to his. However, she failed to remember how to keep her balance on 3 hooves and toppled over again. Prince Dashi laughed as he helped her back onto her wobbly hooves.
You certainly know how to surprise a pony. Since I don't know your name, can I call you that? Surprise?
He didn't even attempt to learn your name, so he just names you? This is the pony you want to be with?
Twibastion whispered to Partiel. Partiel ignored him and nodded, happy just to be in her prince's presence again. That afternoon, Partiel had been given a clean bill of health by Prince Dash's staff. Once he was sure, Prince Dashi offered
I
to
remember
tour the
this art
kingdom
style.
with her. He showed
This was
her how they
in
made the weather and how his pendant was the key
Daughter of
to
Discord
activate-
episode
You know
4.
what? This Pinkie Tales has already gone on for a good chunk of time. I think I might just skip ahead to the romantic sunset part. Any objections? No? No objections? Cool. Maybe we can cut out that other song to save some time. Great. On with the story then.
One
Yeah,
more hour.
finally, no interruptions.
1 more hour. You have to get him to say it, Partiel.
Twibastion cautioned from Partiel's mane. Partiel was too preoccupied staring lovingly into Prince Dashi's eyes to pay the crab any attention. The pair of them were snuggled on a blanket atop the sand of a beach just below Skyvale. Prince Dashi had wanted to watch the sunset with her and reminisce about the fun and frivolity of the days they had spent together. Partiel had had the time of her life with Dashi, and each day her love grew stronger. Twibastion was the only voice of reason to remind her of the situation at Hoof. Every passing hour, he became more frantic in his attempts to get Dashi to say the magic words.
You know, a few days ago, I would have done anything to find that mare who saved me. I thought I was in love with her. But I don't think I've ever met someone like you, Surprise. You're so fun and random. And those pranks you pulled? Classic. Though,
Oh, so they pull pranks together, huh?
Happy with you for a while.
Partiel smiled again and snuggled closer to the prince.
This sunset's really pretty, isn't it?
Dashi said, pointing to the sparkle of sunlight on the water. Partiel's eyes widened at the mention of the sunset, and her entire demeanor changed. She quickly pulled away from the prince and put a hoof on her chest, then pointed to Dashi. She did the same to him, trying to get him to understand.
Oh, so now you listen to me.
Wait, what's wrong?
Partiel continued the cycle, touching her chest, then the prince, touching his chest and then herself. Unfortunately, the prince wasn't catching on.
You, have heartburn?
Partiel shook her head.
You're trying a secret hoof shake?
Partiel shook her head again, glancing at the sunset in panic.
Oh, come on! It's not that difficult.
Twy-Bastion exclaimed from within Partiel's mane.
Just kiss him on the lips.
Prince Dashi said, examining Partiel's head curiously. Twy-Bastion popped out of the hair in bewilderment.
You can understand me? You could have understood me this whole time?
I can speak to any animal. It's part of my princely teachings, duh.
Really?
I still have a difficult time speaking to monkeys. But wait,
Monkeys?
so who are you?
Oh yeah, the last
No
time.
time to explain. Quick, tell Partiel you love her before the sun sets.
Partiel looked at the prince with wide, pleading eyes, and though he didn't understand, he took the little crab's instruction.
I guess I do love you, Surprise, or Partiel, was it?
The sun set over the water as soon as the words escaped his mouth. Twy-Bastion gave a loud cheer in celebration.
You
Yeah!
did, Partiel, you did.
But before Twy-Bastion could finish his victory, Partiel vanished into thin air,
Huh?
leaving a confused crab and prince behind.
Oh no.
Where did she go?
To fulfill her part of our little bargain, of course.
A new voice said as the three sirens emerged from the
Oh,
sea.
shoot,
Their crystals
she's
were
dead.
glowing, and a trapped pink mermare hovered above the water beside them.
Let her go!
Prince Dashi demanded, attempting to fly to Partiel's aid, but was instead repelled by the siren's magic.
He said he loved her. That was the deal.
Did you really expect us to be honest? If Partiel had read the contract rather than prattled on, she would see that she would end up our slave anyway.
And why didn't you say it to her sooner? I mean, Partiel can still read and write, right? She signed
Hold
her
on, was
name
it the
on
whole time
contract. Is the
that
prince
she
illiterate or
had to
something?
say that
Now,
she
you're
loved
getting
her
off track. We have a
before
little
the
deal
third
to
day?
strike with the prince here. Now that we know you're in love with that pathetic little mermare,
What?
we're willing to bet you'll do just anything.
Oh yeah.
to save her.
Adagio has Pinkie's voice.
Voice.
Are you just figuring
Oh no.
everything
No,
out
no,
now?
no, 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 don't, no, 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 no,
Precious
no, no.
Mermare princess traded her voice to Adagio so she could be a Pegasus for you. Duh.
Then it was you who saved me. I knew it.
Prince Dashi exclaimed happily as Partiel nodded her head. His excitement was short-lived, however, realizing the danger Partiel had gotten herself into on his behalf. He turned to
Come on,
face the
Cranky
sirens
Tin,
with
where
a
are
dark
you, bruh?
glare.
What do you want?
Your pendant, of course. Give it over, or Partiel will serve us for the rest of eternity as a taco cart.
Taco cart.
What?
Really, Sonadia, with your tacos?
One of those.
Fat chance.
Prince Dashi shouted, holding the pendant in the air and summoning a storm cloud. He flew to
What?
the top of the cloud
Oh, yeah.
and kicked aside,
He
sending
could summon
bolts of
storm clouds.
lightning
Wait,
to the
oh.
sirens and the containment field around Partiel. The sirens growled and their crystals grew brighter, deflecting the lightning and sending it back towards Dashi. The prince dodged and kicked the cloud towards the sirens to distract them. While they thrashed their hooves trying to dissipate it, Prince Dashi was flying circles
Oh,
around,
no.
his pendant
Looks like we
glistening
have a
as he did so.
tornado.
Soon after, a tornado formed around the sirens and sent all three of them spiraling into the air. Dashi flew to Partiel's aid, beating his hoofs against the bubble around her.
Don't worry. I'll get you out of here.
Dashi said, putting his hoof against the bubble, Partiel doing the same.
The crystals! Destroy the crystals and you'll destroy the sirens!
Twy-Bastion called from the shore.
Of course.
Dashi answered.
Oh,
He flew towards
okay,
the
we got
tornado,
a
using all
bit
the
of
strength in his
animation.
wings to keep from being pulled into it. Aiming his
For the
pendant
first
just right,
time
Dashi
in a
sent
year
bolt
of
lightning
Pinkie Tales
into the
with-
jumbled
oh.
sirens, hitting Adagio's crystal. He gave a victorious cheer when he saw a pink ray of magic escape the tornado. The magic flew directly at Pardiel, bursting the bubble that contained
Oh,
her.
no.
Pardiel splashed back into the sea. When she emerged, her voice had been fully restored.
Yeah!
You're okay!
Prince Dashi cried, flying into her open hooves.
I'm fine, but I think we have a big problem.
Exactly!
Pardiel cried, pointing her hoof at the sirens who escaped the tornado, with smug grins on their faces, their crystals each glowing brighter than they had before.
Did you really think you had won, little prince? Now that you have restored my true voice, we can unleash our magic on you. That pendant will be ours.
Adagio announced with a cackle. She and the other sirens turned their attention to the prince and began to sing.
No! No!
Their
No!
hypnotic
No!
spell was drawing the prince towards them, and
Come
he was
on,
helpless
Cranky
to stop
10.
it.
Where are you?
No!
Pardiel cried, holding him back as best as she could. Phibastion aided the princess, jumping from Pardiel's mane onto Prince Dashi's back and crawling up to cover his ears.
Don't listen! If you don't listen, they can't control you!
The siren's singing grew stronger, and it proved too powerful.
Come on,
for
Cranky
Dashi
10,
to
where are you,
resist.
man?
He
Show up
mindlessly
already!
flew away from Pardiel and flew towards the sirens, holding out his pendant as he did so.
I don't think so.
Daring
What?
Duke
Oh,
called, flying
here comes,
directly into
Daring
Dashi
Duke.
and sending him
Whoa,
to the
whoa,
ocean where
whoa.
Pardiel was waiting. She caught him, putting her hooves over his ears and making sure he was unable to turn back to the singing villains.
Wait,
Daring
is
Duke
Daring
had
Duke?
swiped the
Oh,
pendant from the
she got
prince long before
she
he
has
hit the
earplugs
waves.
in her
The
ears.
sirens, undeterred, began their hypnotic spell on the Duke. They soon learned, however, that their song was unheeded. Daring Duke had preemptively plugged his ears, effectively blocking their magic. He unfurled a
That
whip
was awesome,
that had been
bruh.
wrapped around one
That
of
was
his
oh.
wings, and with one mighty crack, he bound all three
But- oh.
sirens together by their tail fins.
She tied them up!
Now it's my turn.
King
Oh.
Crankyton said.
Yes, I
holding
knew
the
you would
water in a
show up, bruh.
magnificent display. The crown atop his head was glowing, and from the pearl embedded within, a great flash of light shot magic through the air towards the unsuspecting sirens. A great swirling vortex appeared before them. Daring Duke smiled and nodded, whipping the sirens around in the air for a moment before slinging them into the portal. The sirens screamed
Booyah!
echoed as the portal closed around them, forever trapping them on the other side.
Whoa! Didn't think you had that in you, Dookie Doo.
Prince Dashi said, shaking his head to clear the trance he had been under.
I haven't really been honest with you, Your Highness. I'm not really a duke. I've been hunting those sirens long before I got to Skyvale. I knew they'd be after the pendant, so I masqueraded as a duke in an effort to keep it safe.
Oh, so you're only like me for my pendant.
Sorry.
Dashi
I
said,
burped again.
jokingly, shoving his friend. Daring Duke sighed and rolled his eyes.
You're not half as incompetent as I thought. The pendant will be safe with you, Dashi. Though I have to admit, that portal of yours sure was
Oh
useful.
no.
I thought merponies didn't have magic.
Oh, we've had it, but I don't like to use it. No self-respecting pony relies on magical nonsense unless it's absolutely necessary.
Where do they go?
Floundershy asked, finally feeling brave enough to
Well,
swim
they
out
went to a
from her hiding
portal.
place behind the king.
I would say they went to a
Pardiel
different
smiled,
dimension.
knowing that Floundershy had been the one to alert her father what was happening. Ultimately, she had saved her life. Pardiel swam into her and hugged her tightly before answering her question.
Can't
Okay.
you lie? Alternate universe us's will take care of them with alternate universe pony Twilight.
Pardiel, you are in worlds of trouble. When we get back to the palace, you will be grounded for the rest of your life and...
Please, Doodle Daddy, please let me stay with Prince Dashi. I love him.
Pardiel pleaded. Prince Dashi joined her, flying just above the waves.
And I love her too.
No, absolutely not. No daughter of mine will marry a Pegasus.
As the king ranted on, a white bird swooped in and
Yes,
stole the crown
Birdie,
from atop the
you
king's
came.
head. His wig fell into the ocean in the process.
Oh,
Birdie
oh, his
cried,
wig.
placing the crown on her own brow.
My ship will live on!
The magic of the crown activated, and Pardiel's fins began to change. In a burst of bright light, she turned back into a Pegasus and jumped into the hooves of her prince. Satisfied with herself, Birdie returned the crown to the king, still perched upon it in case he got any ideas about changing her back.
You're bald?
You know, if you
Yep,
let
he was
Party
bald
stay
the
with
whole
the
time
Pegasus,
when we
I'm
first
sure
saw him
he
on the
can
show.
forget that we saw that.
Ugh. All right, fine. You can stay with the Pegasus. But if this true love thing doesn't work out, you can bet I'll be back here to take you home.
Don't worry, that'll never happen.
Yeah, it will never happen at all.
Okay, everyone can go away now. This part of the story is just too good to share.
It's rocks.
The end.
Of the end. I guess that means the story is over. Unless you'd like me to tell you all the different rocks I found at the bottom of the ocean.
No, I'm not doing that.
That's quite enough of that. Well, Pounded Pumpkin, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope to see you
I enjoyed it too.
next time for some more Pinkie Tales.
Yep. Magpiepony. Lost Narrator. Vandamelon. Disney Fanatic, yes. Lord of the Rings. The Wilstonator. Speedy Sketch. Magpiepony has... Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. So Magpiepony can do an Adagio voice too? Wait, what did it say? Oh, happy holidays. With the Lost Narrator, Treble Sketch, and Magpiepony as mermaids on a Christmas tree. Well then, that was the most awesome Pinkie Tales video I have ever seen. Yes, the great voice acting, great character designs. I actually loved it. It was so awesome. Oh man, you know, I'm just too excited. I can just stay up all night just making reactions. But I have to get to bed because it is almost midnight. It's like 38 minutes until midnight. Well, I'm not gonna make reactions all night. I have to get to bed. My parents would kill me if I stay up too late, like until midnight. Sorry, there was a knocking on my door. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. That was really good. Disney Fanatic, you did a great job playing Rarity as a bird. Oh man. You just never move on from voice acting, do you, Disney Fanatic? You're awesome, my girl. You awesome. Alrighty then. And to Magpiepony, you did a great job as well. And also the Lost Narrator, and Vandamelon, and Whoopcake, and the Wilstonator. You guys are awesome, and I hope you're watching this because I just hope you see how enthusiastic I am to see just the looks of this. I mean, it really amazed me. Alright. That's enough enthusiasticness. I have to get to bed now. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and ahoy!